All right, welcome. If you're cramming for your architecture boards and it feels like there's way too much to remember, you are in exactly the right place. In just the next few minutes, we're going to build a super simple but really powerful framework, one that will let you analyze any building. Any building, from any time period, anywhere. Let's dive right in.
So here's the big puzzle, right? How can you possibly look at an ancient Egyptian tomb and a brand new skyscraper and analyze them with the same set of rules? They seem like they're from different universes. Well, that's exactly the challenge we're going to solve together right now.
Okay, first things first, we have to get our definitions straight. For any kind of analysis, and especially for your exams, you gotta have a rock-solid foundation. Getting this right is half the battle, so let's lock it in.
Now look at this definition. The keywords I want you to focus on are effort to build beautifully. See, this tells you that architecture is so much more than just a roof over your head. It's a choice. It's the story of our human drive to not just survive, but to create something amazing. It's our story, told in stone and steel.
And building on that, we get to style. Honestly, just think of a style as a design fingerprint. It's that special mix of shapes, materials, and choices that lets you immediately know, oh, that's totally Gothic, or that screams Art Deco. It's the unique signature of a specific time and place.
Now let's get to the real secret sauce. This next idea is probably the single most important key to unlocking any building you look at. This is the big idea behind the entire framework.
If you memorize one thing for your exam, please make it this quote. Architecture is the will of the epic translated into space. Mies van der Rohe wasn't just being poetic here. He literally handed us the master key. This isn't just a fancy phrase. It's the core truth of what a building really is.
So what on earth does that actually mean? Well, think of it this way. A building is like a 3D document of its time. You look at a massive Gothic cathedral reaching for the sky, and it tells you everything you need to know about that society's deep faith and their ambition. Then you look at a sleek glass skyscraper, and it tells a totally different story, one about corporate power, technology, and speed. The values of an era, its will, get frozen solid in its architecture.
Okay, so if every building is a message from the past, how do we read it? Well, we need a toolkit, a decoder ring, and this toolkit has 6 essential ingredients. This is the exact framework you can use on your exam to systematically break down any building they throw at you.
Just 6. That's it. It's a number you can absolutely remember, even when the pressure's on. These 6 things are the DNA of every single architectural style that has ever existed.
So here they are: history, society, religion, geography, geology, and climate. Now don't just stare at that list. To make it way easier to remember, we're going to split them into 2 very simple logical groups.
All right, our first group is all about people. It's the human stuff. It's the big events that happen, the way we decide to live together, and the deep beliefs that guide us.
First up, history. You have to ask, what was going on in the world when this was built? Was it a time of war? Because if so, you're going to see a lot of fortresses and castles. Or was it a time of peace and wealth? Then you'll see grand public squares, theaters, and art. The history sets the entire stage.
Number 2, society. How is it all set up? If you had a powerful king, you can bet the money went into building enormous palaces to show off his power. But what if a middle class was on the rise? Suddenly you see brand new types of buildings pop up, like busy markets, fancy guild halls, and private homes. The social structure literally draws the floor plans.
And third, religion. Oh, this one is a huge one. It is a massive driver of architecture. From the pyramids, which were basically eternal machines for the afterlife, to the mosques of Islam, all perfectly aligned with Mecca. A society's belief system is one of the most powerful forces in all of architectural history.
Okay, let's move on to our second group. If the first 3 were all about us humans, these next 3 are all about the planet. They're about the world we live in, the challenges it gives us, and the gifts it provides.
Number 4 is geography. What was the actual land like? Were they trying to build on a crazy steep mountainside? That's how you get a place like Machu Picchu, clinging to the earth. Or were they on a wide, flat river valley, like in ancient Mesopotamia, where cities could just spread out? The land itself is the boss. 5th, geology. And this one is so simple, it's brilliant. You build with what you've got. If your area is full of amazing marble, you get the Parthenon. If you're surrounded by endless forest, you get the incredible wooden temples of Japan. And if all you have is mud and river reeds, you get the massive ziggurats.
The ground beneath your feet gives you your palette.
And our sixth and final ingredient, climate. Think about it. In a blazing hot desert, you're going to find buildings with thick walls, tiny windows, and shady courtyards to stay cool. But in a place with heavy snow, you'll see those steep, pointy roofs designed to slide the snow right off. At its most basic level, architecture is shelter, so it has to respond to the weather.
And there you have it. That's the whole thing. Two groups, the human forces and the natural forces, with 3 ingredients in each. This framework is your key. So let's wrap this up and see how you can use it.
This is why this is so powerful for you. This 6-part framework is your universal decoder. It doesn't matter what style, what time period, what country. When you're sitting in that exam and you get a question, you just run the building through these 6 filters. You'll be able to build a smart, complete, and logical analysis every single time.
So I'll just leave you with this thought. Every single building out there has a story it's dying to tell. Now you have the tools to listen. You have the framework to understand its language. So go out there, start looking at the world a little differently, and go crush those exams. Good luck.